film is Deadly Water, and it's about some treasure hunters that encounter a treasure that's being guarded by a squid.
Which is a movie about a giant squid and the nymph's Opal, which the squid protects. And I'm here to get the squid, and Victoria's here to get the opal.
It's based on a myth that, that Scylla, the nymph, was given this opal as a gift from Glaucus, a god. And a very jealous sorceress turned Scylla into a horrible sea monster. But she kept the opal to remind her of her humanity. And because it's so beautiful, everybody wants it, and everybody keeps trying to steal it.
This is what she's after. I'm after revenge for my family and the squid, which the squid couldn't fit in the bag, so I don't have it.
All right, power it up.
Deadly Water is a film about exploration and about finding something that's the most important to you.
Unreal. Look. And it is about a marine archaeologist who is trying to uncover a stolen mask that dates back to the Trojan War. I'm her research assistant, Jenny, and we're out there on the water, and something evil is lurking deep in the dark waters.
I think the biggest inspiration visually is like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, when they encounter the big octopus or squid in that movie. That's always sort of left an impression with me, and that's part of the reason why I joined on this production, is that seemed like a lot of fun to try to reproduce that feeling I had when I was a kid. The only thing that's a bit fictional about the folklore squid is that they can't really come out of the water. You know, if they're going to kill somebody, it's going to be in the water. And they could easily kill people, and I think they do. And the legends that you've heard of, you know, sailors seeing giant sea creatures, probably there is some fact to them.
It's dark down there. It's scary. There's just something very tangible about it, because everybody, you know, everybody's been in the water, and everybody's probably a little bit afraid of it. And I think that's what makes the most interesting mystery, and I think that's what makes things so scary.
When you're treading water out there, you do get scared when you're all alone. And it's scary, and I think that's what people like about it.
Deep down there somewhere, there is something in the back of our mind that is either creating or is a reality, that something deep down in there is ready to just reach up and snatch us.
They just recently, I read in the New York Times, did find a giant squid, and it's the first filming of one. I said that was just a publicity stunt for the movie, but actually they found one, and that really made it more exciting. It was definitely the buzz around set.
Look at that, like it was made to go in here.
Squid are very interesting creatures. There's not a lot known about them till very recently, like in the last 2 or 3 weeks. They've never been able to capture or any kind of footage of a live giant squid. And I heard just in Japan, while we're shooting this film, that they actually were able to film something like a 27-meter creature. They did that really in the deep, and they had to bait it with something and have a video camera waiting for it. And there has been some pictures on the internet, and it's, you know, they only live for like 2 years, and they grow very quickly, and they have like 3,000 teeth. It's a very strange killing machine, one could say. When we were doing research on this, we met some people who were divers, and they said that these things actually attack people. And I thought this was all like bullshit, that, you know, it was just a lot of fun to imagine a giant squid attacking somebody, but it actually happens.
I believe it's out there. I believe it even more after this recent sighting. And, you know, the depictions of all these stories and these drawings of giant squids attacking ships, I think there's something there. It might not be as giant as they're showing it in the drawing, but I mean, if you've ever seen one, I'm pretty sure it'd be massive in your head if you were gonna draw it, for sure.
I've always been scared of dark water at night, and that's all we're doing here, it seems. Dark water at night. I wouldn't want to jump in.
My character is Reiter. I am an underwater photographer that works for National Geographic and stuff like that. And my family drowned in Desolation Passage due to a squid attack. And a giant, massive squid. And I've been hunting this thing for 20 years. This is probably the best chance I'll have to end something that's been haunting me my entire life.
What if it ends you?
It won't. Not on your watch.
My character is the character of Nicole, and I play a marine archaeologist. And I am searching for sacred artifacts. And the one that I've been searching for kind of my whole life is the nymph's opal, which is protected by this sea creature, which leads me to intersect with Charlie's character, Ray, who has been searching for this creature because, you know, he killed his parents, so. It's kind of a grand adventure and a little bit of a love story.
You look great.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
You don't have to be polite just because I'm the boss.
Yes, boss.
What do you think?
There is a wreck registered at these coordinates. A French coaster commissioned 1864 went down in 1902. And Jenny really looks up to Nicole. She idolizes her. She wants to be her one day. So this is kind of a job of a lifetime for her. She's working with her on this boat. They're out trying to dig up artifacts. And her boyfriend is on the boat, which distracts her a little bit, but she's young.
What, am I boring?
Michael, I think he's a pretty normal, nice guy. I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he wants to surf the 7 seas. I think he wants to make out with hot babes. I think he wants to drink beers and have a good time, and that's what Michael's about. And he finds himself in a sticky situation, and he made a bad choice, and he's got to roll with the punches. You know, it comes to the final point of him breaking down, and that's it.
It looks like your little adventure has come to an end.
Maxwell, who is the character that I play, is of Greek ancestry and has I would say, a nastier side to him, the ability to get down into the trenches, get a little bit dirty and low life.
Get off my boat.
No welcome aboard? I'm offended, Nicole. I'm simply here to offer you my family's assistance.
They still call you their son.
He'll go to basically any means to secure this ancient item that has passed through my family's hands a couple of centuries ago.
Going out there alone was very, very foolish, and you know it.
He'll do anything to achieve the success of this venture that his family has given him as a last task to redeem himself in their eyes.
Your failure is my failure. The opal buys our lives.
My boss, Maxwell, and I, to get his reputation and his family and just get him in the graces of the good books in his family. We need to retrieve this opal and how expensive this thing. It's a rare treasure, and so we're out to get it. And the squid's got something to do with it.
Is that a present for me? Oh, it's real.
Everybody in the cast is great. Charlie has been really cooperative and fantastic and very enthusiastic. Actually, I would say we have kind of a dream cast. The conditions are very, as you can see, very rigorous. Lots of rain and cold, and nobody seems to be complaining all that much. And everybody does what they're asked. When they're told to go in the water, they go in the water, even if it's really cold.
It's not pretty cold in the Canadian ocean water. It's freezing. You didn't have to act cold. That part just came naturally. But with the drama going on and the excitement in the water, it kept you warm.
This movie is called Deadly Water, although Christy and I decided that we might want to rename it Deadly Nipples because it's freezing out here. It is just otherworldly beautiful here, and every time you turn around, the scenery has changed. The clouds have moved in and the sun's come out, and I think it adds a real richness to the film. I'm used to doing action stuff. I did, a couple of action series, so in the whole grand scheme of things, I didn't have to do a whole lot of stunts, but it was an active movie. I had to hit the deck a few times, but I don't mind that. I don't mind bruises. I think that's kind of part of the job.
I don't recall any movies about a giant killer squid ever, so it's exciting to be a part of the first one. I did all my own stunts, and I've always liked doing stunts, so I like getting in there. I mean, it doesn't mean I didn't get any cuts or bruises. I'm a little bruised up, but well worth it.
There's no real giant squid in this movie. It's all special effects, and there's a lot of scenes where we're screaming frantically at empty spaces of water, pretending it's a giant squid.
There is not a real squid in this movie, no. But we like to pretend there is, and we're actors. And we've all written a backstory about the squid, and we see the squid, and the squid he's here, and he's in our hearts and our souls.
That's the hard part about working in sci-fi, when there is absolutely nothing for you to react to other than your imagination. And it's funny, we were filming the other night the scene where Nicole gets pulled off the ship by the squid. And Tibor, our director, is just, follow the tentacle and it grabs you, and he in his head he has this idea of, he's been seeing it in his head for months, and I don't think everybody sees a squid the same way. So the challenge of working on a film like that is for Tibor to make everyone else see the squid the same way that he does, and then hopefully the effects people will see it the same way Tibor does.
Our squid is just a giant version of the squid that you see in the restaurant, really. I mean, he's supposed to be not really mutated. He's just a giant. He mutated very huge. And the other thing that I do love calamari.
I guess you could compare it to Jaws, which was a giant white shark. It's got a bit of that, and it's definitely an action-packed, fun times.
If you were to take the shark out of Jaws and you put in a squid that, if possible, is more lethal, more powerful, presents an imminent threat, and you never know where it's going to come from, that it has the ability to, when they said you need a bigger boat, well, we got the bigger boat, but now we need a bigger boat.
I mean, I love doing action stuff, and getting to roll around in the boat and getting wet. I've been hunting this thing for 20 years, and now I have my opportunity to get revenge. Revenge with a .50 caliber gun was awesome. That part I'd compare to Rambo.
I think what really gets people to see this movie, especially this movie, is the mixing of genres. It's the horror aspect, the scare aspect, the sci-fi aspect, the action aspect, and intertwined into this really exciting, action-packed film.
People who love sci-fi are gonna get a real kick out of this, I think.
It's a great story. It tells the tale, and there's a meaning behind what we're doing.
It's an exciting movie to shoot, a lot of action, and pretty girls. What more do you want?
Come here, give me your hand! Come on, I'll help you up! I got you, come on. You're safe. You're safe now, I got you. did it.